Dr. Detloff, Mr. Parker, thank you for having us tonight. Tonight I have Parkhill, Smith & Cooper with our facility assessment, and I have RJ Lopez, and he's going to give us a little presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Henry. President Parker, Dr. Detloff, and the board, it's great to be back. I've got a relatively short presentation for you tonight, giving you an update on the sustainability plan. As you know, we've been having town hall meetings over the course of a few weeks with great turnout at each location, probably say between 20 to 40 community members coming out and quite vocal with a lot of questions and really engaging during those town hall meetings. We'll continue to have those over the coming weeks, and I believe our last one will be in January 12th virtually. So we look forward to those. We have questions over the process that have come up. We've started trying to develop some of the content that's available online and for the town hall meetings, just to have, we've been doing this over the course of a year, so there's been a lot of conversations and a lot of things that have led us here, and we want to make sure all of that is available for questions and for community members as much as possible. This is the process and schedule we were previously showing with some of the large milestones. We've added additional information onto that to talk about some of the steps that we've been going through ever since February of 2022. So this starts expounding on, data collection, what does that mean, analysis, field observation, talking to principals, talking to the cabinet, everything we've been doing over the course of the year. As well as those board presentations and staff workshops that have occurred along that schedule. We're starting to develop, we have maybe a couple hundred pages worth of facility assessment documents, but trying to concise that down into easily communicatable information with frequently asked questions that we're seeing during the town hall meetings. One that we've shown here as just an example is why keep Reagan as an elementary school and make San Jacinto a pre-kindergarten. One of the first things that we looked at was that Reagan is quite a bit larger than San Jacinto, with about 4,742 square feet for additional student capacity. So quickly you can see that more students would fit at Reagan. San Jacinto, like a few of the other schools, has experienced a substantial reduction in student population over the past 10 years, especially when compared to Reagan. So you can see the blue line there charts Reagan from about 450 students 10 years ago to a little over 250 currently. And during that same period, Reagan's only dropped about 11%. So we've done these same studies across all of the elementary schools, and that's part of the reason that we're looking at Reagan becoming the elementary school. Another reason would be just the available site and land. Reagan has quite a bit more available land. It has current drop-off drives and access that prevent the visitors and parents from having to use main streets around the campus. So these are just a few of the things that we've discussed that have kind of led to the sustainability plan as it is today. And we want to make sure that these are documented and available to the community more easily online. So I won't read through all of those, but those will be available shortly, and those are some of the frequently asked questions. In addition to those, similarly, we'll be having a kind of a quick write-up on each campus, such as Austin, some of the advantages and disadvantages of repurposing or closing. We want to make sure that we're noting all of these items that have come up during the town hall meetings, and that we're discussing those as well. You can see on the right hand is the disadvantages that have come up over the past year and during the town hall meetings, such as obviously losing a small community school would be a disadvantage of repurposing Austin, or a farther commute for students and staff. Another item that's come up quite a bit is just additional bus routes as well once you start moving around some of the school attendance zones. Some advantages that we've talked about quite a bit, and what kind of spurred some of these conversations, is just the continuous maintenance on, say, a 1929 facility such as Austin. We already discussed some of the decreasing enrollment at San Jacinto. Austin has also experienced similar decreasing enrollment over the past 10 years. Much of the structure is original and wood construction, and so this has increased maintenance cost as well. Same thing with utilities and electrical, plumbing items throughout the facility. So those are some of the facility improvements that could be made with closing Austin. There's also the opportunity for more teacher collaboration in a larger school. Say, if Austin went to McGill, there's opportunities for additional makerspaces, STEM, enrichment opportunities in a larger school. And then just more students within each peer-to-peer collaboration area, and opportunities for learning exchange. So there's some exciting opportunities and advantages for combining these schools, and we want to make sure that this information's out there and that we're discussing these at the town hall meetings. I believe that's where we're at now. So do you have any questions regarding?
Yes, sir. RJ, for our viewers, this is a recorded meeting that's available to our public. Would you recap the, I believe it's the San Jacinto to Reagan slide that you had, maybe 3 previous slides? If you'll provide a recap on that. And then also just for our audience, Parkhill Architects, or West Texas Architects, they're based in Lubbock. And they also have members that live in San Angelo. They also have really extensive experience in working with many large West Texas counterpart districts that have also experienced an enrollment loss. So we hired them, as RJ mentioned, nearly a year ago, to do a thorough assessment on all of our facilities in SAISD, and they have come up with these recommendations. So I'll let you just share some of these frequently asked questions. Also, the benefit of our town hall and public forum meetings are that they generate excellent questions from our constituents. And so when we field these questions, we go back and even search additional data points and look at the resources we have to try to provide an answer and response for these, but it helps us get better and provide more clarity in our planning. So we thank all of our members that have been participating in those public forums and town halls. But if you'll just do a quick recap, RJ, on this slide, and then I'll turn it over to others or board members that may have additional questions or insight.
Okay,
Thank
yeah,
you.
no problem. The recommendation, I believe, over the past couple of board meetings has been to go from 17 campuses to 14 campuses, and that's part of the sustainability plan and the facility improvement plan. Reagan becoming an elementary school that merges San Jacinto students as part of that, and San Jacinto becoming a standalone pre-K facility is part of that sustainability plan as well. So the opportunity at Reagan is that it is a much larger site at 7 acres, which TEA actually recommends 10 acres for a new elementary school. So both current sites are relatively small for a new elementary, but as far as the existing elementary schools go, it is quite a bit larger and would have an opportunity for a new elementary school in the future to be actually built on that site. And so we're thinking about, if we're making these moves now, where these students are moving from San Jacinto to Reagan, we don't want to have to move them again in the future if a new facility or when a new facility is built. To discuss the additional on-site parking, a newer facility would have multiple drop-off drives and multiple parking spaces that would prevent parents and students from having to walk across a street or be dropped off on a main street. So Reagan has more of those opportunities. And then San Jacinto also more recently received ADA upgrades that would better accommodate pre-K students and students with special needs. So there was a lot of thought that went into these moves and these students coming together at either Reagan or San Jacinto. Else?
Any other questions, board? I'll let the audience know that we visit with you, guys from Parkhill, last week, both in open session and in some in closed session. So some of the things that you're showing now are things that we've had questions about and asked you to update your presentation on addressing some of our questions. And then you've given us more handouts here at our desk also. So as we get more questions and we present the questions to you, then you get us more answers and more information also. So we're learning when we go to these town hall meetings, and I want everybody to know that. That's one of the reasons that we want those that have questions to come and learn with us and ask your questions so that we can tweak any of the plans that or any of the suggestions that you guys are made. And you live in Lubbock or Abilene? I've forgotten where you're.
I'm in Midland.
You're
actually.
in Midland.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know some of the architects are driving down and visiting with us from Lubbock, and you're going to be driving back to Midland. So I know
Yes, sir.
you've been spending a lot of time with us here in San Angelo, and we appreciate it and appreciate you being here tonight. So any other questions, board? If not, thank you for being here.
All right. Glad to help. Thank you.